Adolf Hitler, known as the tyrant that almost took over the world. But how did he rise to such power? How did he gain enough influence to manipulate an entire nation?
So many worship him as their savior.
The tactics he used have been gatekept by the most powerful men in the world for decades. But you probably didn't even know that large corporations, world leaders, and multi-billion-dollar sports teams still use these tactics today.
It's always loud when he comes here, but now that he's won?
In this video, you'll learn how to use the power of communication to become a world-class leader. And before we start, I must warn you, the ministry will probably take this video down the same way they did to our TikTok and our Instagram. So make sure to watch till the end, because the secrets we're about to uncover cannot be found anywhere else on the internet.
Before we get into the two main tactics that Adolf Hitler used when he was gaining power, influence and respect, and ultimately the control of an entire nation, Germany, there's one thing I want to make very, very clear in this video. We're not endorsing Adolf Hitler in any way, shape or form. We're not supporting him. We're not taking any political stances on him. We're simply breaking down his communication skills and his leadership skills, okay? So calm down. YouTube, don't take the video down. Whether you like it or not, Adolf Hitler was a master communicator. That cannot be denied. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Haider, this is Daniel, and we teach you how to become a master communicator. So that being said, buckle up, get ready for another juicy video. Let's go.
Alright guys, listen up. At the highest echelons of life, there's only three things that truly matter. It's power, influence, and respect. So whilst all the other muggles are thinking of this Kendrick Lamar album that's dropping or Taylor Swift's new song, those are the only things that truly matter, and Hitler understood this very well. In fact, there's two things specifically that he did to make sure that he was respected, revered, and almost worshipped like this godlike figure in Germany back in the day. Number one is he built a cult. And people have this perception that a cult is underground, satanic, ritualistic, sacrificial, something that doesn't happen, it's very taboo. But that's not the case at all. Cults are happening everywhere around you. If you just sit and you look, every big corporation understands that the way to truly rake in the cash is by building a cult-like clientele, cult-like follower basis. Because those are the ones who are willing to pay time and time and time again.
There's plenty of examples of sports teams that do this. We can look at football, Manchester United. Manchester United, they have their emblem and they plaster the emblem all over the merchandise. And what do the fans do? They buy the merchandise. That way, whether you're in the Arctic on a cold day, you can put your fluffy Man United gloves on and your warm scarf. Or let's say you're in Manchester and you're a geezer going out to the pub with the lads. You put your Man United polo on to have that extra bit of flair for the evening. And it's just really a cult. That's how they do it. And the Nazis were the exact same with the swastika.
Oh yeah, back in the day, I can imagine seeing Nazis walking around with a nice swastika on his arm or whatever. And people say, hey, that's a Nazi. And he goes, yeah, I am. I'm a bloody Nazi. Born and bred. Same way United fans now, I'm a Red since 1984, I've been a Red all my life, etc. It's pride. They feel a little bit of ego. They're part of this greater movement.
You feel that deep emotional attachment to the point where when United win and United lose, it impacts you emotionally. And it's the same with the Nazis. People felt deeply connected with the Nazis, and that's why they loved them so much. They felt they were a part of it. And this is a very common cult tactic that you'll see happening all around the world.
Even today. And the Pride movement, for example, is a massive example of this. Yeah, I almost lost the word there. But you see the Pride flag being flown around everywhere, paraded. I'm sure you guys don't go to Pride parades, but if you were to go to one, you would see it everywhere. People are proud of it. I mean, it's literally called Pride. Okay, so it's the exact same situation. BLM is another situation where they had the fist with the black flag. It's happening all around you guys.
And a very good tactic Hitler also used was making himself subservient to a greater cause, and that was the future of Germany. Germany at the time was in a complete crisis. After the Treaty of Versailles, it was put on them to cover the reparation costs of all the damages from World War I, etc. And Germany just couldn't cope. Their economy was in the mud. So people were in desperate need of just someone to take charge and someone to bring life back to Germany, bring success back to Germany. And Hitler capitalized on this anger, this public desperation, and he became that figure. And what he did was he made himself a transit point from the people, the citizens, to the greater good of Germany. And this is a tactic that people use because he understood that people won't want to worship another man. People don't want to worship someone. They don't want to stroke someone's ego. But if you make yourself simply there for the cause of Germany, people will be willing to worship you. And then, before you know it, they're saying, Hail Hitler. They're screaming his name. They're trying to touch him so desperately. They're worshipping Hitler.
And you see that today. Yeah. For example, Taylor Swift. She's this face for women empowerment, and she makes all these songs about women empowerment. So she's a transit point, and they end up worshipping Taylor Swift.
Now, moving on to the second tactic that Adolf Hitler used to gain power, influence, and respect. And by the way, what I'm about to say are all things that you can apply to your own life. Because we're going to talk about the communication side of things now. Building a cult, fair enough, that's only for people who are trying to do certain things, right? But communication is something every single one of you can use. First thing he would do is he'd purposely turn up 10 minutes late to his speeches. Now, again, this is a very unique situation. I'm not saying turn up late, but what I am saying is that when Hitler did this, it definitely created that anticipation for him. Because Hitler was in a position where everyone was waiting, everyone was at the speech, and they're thinking, okay, it's 8 p.m. now, where's Hitler? Then he strolls in 10 minutes late. What this does is it makes him almost higher status, because he comes on his time. He doesn't wait around for anyone. He's not there early watching everyone struggling. No, he arrives later when everyone's arrived. He comes in and then he waits for 30 seconds. He never used to speak for a good 30 seconds. He'd just stare at the crowd and almost just recollect his thoughts. Again, showing that composure. For you to just come out and just stand in silence, people are thinking, this guy's a maniac. He's got so much composure. While most muggles would go, yeah, guys, just give me a second, Complete polar opposites.
And then what he'd do after that is, after his speech, he'd be off, gone. He wouldn't wait around, he wouldn't stick around and sign shirts, etc. No, he'd be off. Because his whole thing was, I've done my thing, now you need to do your thing. Do your part for the country. So that's what he did. He went, boom, straight off he went.
And again, this made him higher status because he didn't linger around. He had stuff to do. Not got time to linger around. I'm going. I got places to be. And this was, again, very strategic. Hitler was very tactical about the way he did things. Now, we all know Hitler for his animated speeches, full of energy. I want to play you a clip of what Hitler sounds like just in day-to-day life.
Nur ein Bogen. In Süddeutschland, in Baden wird die Rhein, diese Rhein.
Now look at this clip of Hitler during his speeches.
Jugend ist uns verschrieben und verfallen mit Leib und mit Seele.
As you can see, the difference is night and day. It's astronomical. Hitler was a fantastic speaker. He knew how to use his tonality. But here's the thing. He didn't just start these speeches like that from the get-go, full of energy and passion. Then people think he's a maniac. People think, this guy has no composure. He's lost it. Instead, he'd start very slow, very composed. Not just at a normal pace. I'm talking he'd start very, very slowly. And he'd slowly build it up. Because what it does is it shows that composure. People are thinking, wow, in such desperate times of need, this leader is so stoic, he's so composed. This is a man we can put our trust into. Very good tactic he used there.
His body language was perfect as well. He would constantly practice in front of a mirror. Which poses am I going to do? Am I going to do this one? Am I going to do that one? So much so that his photographer, over the span of his lifetime, took 2 million pictures of him in different poses. And he would revise every single one of them. He'd revise the pictures. And he'd say, am I going to do this one? I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do this one in my next speech. It's crazy how meticulous he was with his image.
100%. He took his image very, very seriously. He understood the importance of communication. He spent hours practicing his speeches. He even went to the length of memorizing his entire speeches. Most politicians, and we see this even still today, they don't memorize their speeches. They read off teleprompters, they have earpieces in, or they have pointers in front of them. Hitler made damn sure he memorized his entire speech because he understood that when you speak without a script, people are going to resonate with you more because you exude more authenticity. And that's just subconscious. That's something that you can't help. Even when we record a YouTube video, if we try to record with a script, it's going to be really fake. But if we record with no script, like we do every video, and still use no cuts, it's going to be very authentic. So guys, in the Master Communicators Academy, which is mine, Daniel's Academy, we have frameworks that can help you become a master communicator. The same tactics Hitler used, the same tactics Donald Trump uses, Andrew Tate, all of these big-time celebrities who have mastered the art of communication to gain influence, power, and respect. We have the exact frameworks for. We can teach you how to master them as well. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the bio. But enrollments do close soon, so don't procrastinate it. Be quick.
And with that being said, make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one.